Hey guys, what's up? We're going to get into the information, but right now we're just going to do a recap of all the info so far on the roller coaster timeline of Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. So starting back from about a month prior, they thought about releasing the multiplayer, then they thought about not releasing the multiplayer and just releasing some DLC maps for Modern Warfare 2019. Then they talked about releasing the multiplayer again. They went back to testing the multiplayer and they wanted to find a way to run it through Modern Warfare 2019. Then a few days ago, my source told me that they have given up on trying to run it through Modern Warfare 2019 and were just decided against it, and we're instead just looking at the idea of dropping some patch for Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered and allowing access to the multiplayer through the application itself. And I wanted the information to stop there. I wanted it to be the last leak until it came out. But if you remember in my last video, I said it sounded too good to be true for me personally, or that there was going to be some catch, they were going to screw up in some way. Well, guess what? Activision did not disappoint. So as we all know, what's been reported in the last couple of weeks is that the game has been in testing. There are playtesters messing around with Modern Warfare 2 Remastered multiplayer. So to me, that already sounded like they made some changes, probably minor balancing changes, and they're, testing that out and messing around. They could have possibly been testing new weapons they wanted to add to the game later on, like the DLC weapons they added to Modern Warfare Remastered in 2016, which, okay, fair, that's fine. It worked out for Modern Warfare Remastered in 2016. But again, to me, I thought that would be the extent of it. But according to the information the Gaming Revolution got yesterday, they have apparently changed the multiplayer so much they are having regrets, and they do not think fans will like it. So they're thinking about waiting even longer now to release it. What blows my mind is the fact that they're afraid fans won't like it because it's too different from the original Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. So why not just release Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer? If you know that the farther you step away from the multiplayer, the more fans are going to dislike it, then why not just release what you know fans are going to like without changing it into something they won't like? My first impression of this was it sounded like more than just some weapons balancing. This sounded like changes with like doors and shit, or big microtransactions menu, or getting rid of or completely altering perks. This sounded like they really fucked up. But one of my guys claimed that the changes are actually kind of minor, but there's a lot of them. Here's a part of his message. He also gave me an example of Modern Warfare Remastered from 2016, not having the same exact gun sounds or animations from COD 4. And even though those things did look better and the sounds, new audio was higher quality, a lot of fans actually didn't like that. But he said, there was some weapons balancing, but they were all fairly minor. So from what I'm hearing, everything put together, it sounds like a lot of small detail changes that make a big difference in the end collectively. And it's got them worried. But at the end of the day, I'm glad they had the wherewithal to say, you know what, we probably shouldn't release a multiplayer that's fairly different from Modern Warfare 2 while labeling it as Modern Warfare 2. I'm glad they had the thought to just stop before they went and screwed the pooch in that kind of way. I also asked my source if he had heard anything about this actually affecting the release of Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer. And as far as this morning, he hadn't, but he said he was going to look into it and get back to me later. I also asked if this was going to affect the marketing for next week between the 24th and 28th, because there was supposed to be something Modern Warfare 2 Remastered related dropping marketing-wise. And when I hear back about that, I'll make another video and let you guys know. But I'm still hoping they can stick with the plan somehow, some way, and release the multiplayer sooner rather than later, because they had this big build-up started. They were dropping hints in Modern Warfare 2019, they were dropping calling cards and emblems from Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, not remastered emblems or anything like that, like the actual images, the actual emblems from Modern Warfare 2, not COD 4, not MW3, MW2. I mean, Calmex pointed out that recently the fall camo for Modern Warfare 2 was added to the calling cards in Modern Warfare 2019 as well, so there was going to be all these hints, all this build-up to the release of the multiplayer, but it's sounding more and more like it's just been kind of a shit show behind the scenes. Again, hopefully not. Fingers crossed it's not as bad as it all sounds. But speaking of Modern Warfare 3, Taylor was acting a little strange on Twitter. He said, "Let's get weird." And it started this huge thread where he continued to tweet replies. Of course, my boy Gunner was like, "Ghost 2?" And then Taylor was like, "Yeah, not that weird." Sorry for all you Ghost fans. But he also acknowledged this tweet where Gunner said, "Unless Modern Warfare 3 Remastered, MW3R," in which he replied in all caps, "MW3ARG." I don't know if he's just excited about hinting Modern Warfare 3 Remastered, or if Modern Warfare 3 is going to have pirates, but he did say it was going to get weird. Hopefully he speaks more on this topic and clears things up. Anyways, that's really all I've got for you guys today. This whole road to Modern Warfare 2 Remastered has been a roller coaster since 2018. We're getting it, we're not getting it, we're getting it, we're not getting it, we're getting campaign, but only campaign. We're releasing multiplayer, oh, instead we're just going to release maps. Now we're going to release the multiplayer, but we're going to change the multiplayer. Oh, we messed up, let's postpone. I just can't wait for all this to be over and play one of the best multiplayers of all time. And I'm sure you guys feel the same. Anyways, comment down below. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, keep the conversation going. And I will catch you guys next time, hopefully with some better news.